So how do you stay injury-free using limited gear? And it's all about how you move. What is your threshold for accepted deviation from perfect? Basically, like, what do you accept in your own movement as far as this is acceptable and this is not acceptable? And I think that when you have limited gear, it's pretty easy to overdo it with certain movements. We just spent 5 weeks traveling around South Africa, and I found myself very limited in the gear that I had, which meant that I was doing movements that followed similar patterns. I had just had a jump rope, and we had a dumbbell at some places, and other places it was odd objects like a big wooden fish or a rock or something like that. But what it meant was that movements, when I was training, 4 days a week, you would double up on similar movement patterns, just the nature of having limited gear. And I think that kind of stuff gets hidden when you have a full set of gear and you're doing a good varied program. If you're doing a good varied program, you're kind of hitting so many things and you're using so many different types of gear that you can hide little inadequacies that you have in single types of movements. And you can kind of prevent injury for longer because of the variance that you're getting. But when you have limited gear, it all comes down to that what you accept is good movement, and you have to be more precise and more perfect and more virtuous with the movement that you have. So if you are doing limited gear workouts and you're doing them often, it's really important that you pay attention to the small details. How hard are you working to get a more upright air squat? How much are you not letting yourself get pulled forward on a single-armed high pull versus just getting the work done? How much are you pinning that back instead of letting the shoulder roll in? How much are you keeping your elbow straight on the dumbbell snatches versus letting it bend just slightly? And when you'll start to feel, I guess, hot spots start to jump up if you're not as virtuous as you should be, if you're allowing a bit more slop than you should. And that's just something that I want to point out for you guys doing limited gear in your workouts. Make sure that you're trying to move better more often. It's a very, very important piece to staying injury-free. These are the movements of life. These are movements that you should be doing and the body should be doing to stay healthy. But they are also things that, if done over and over again, no matter how healthy they are, if they have like a deviation from perfect, which everyone does have a deviation, you're going to start to see overuse stuff. So the closer you can be towards perfect and the more you can move virtuously, the better. And that's how you're going to stay a little bit more injury-free doing limited gear. I hope that helps. It definitely is something that I've been thinking about as I move through these workouts every day. Every day. Every day. That's how I said that. We're going to leave that in the video. Definitely not going to cut that one out.